Violent crime is on the rise here in the UK, and I think it's only right that the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, has called for more stop and search procedures in order to keep weapons off the streets and save lives. This isn't about oppression. This is nothing to do with racism or bigotry. It's about saving lives. The police's business should be to save lives. And by crying about this, like the hysterical woke bleeding heart lefties do, you're putting lives at risk. Now, according to government statistics, since 2019, 100,000 dangerous weapons have been removed from our streets, and that's thanks to Stop and Search. And this is what Suella Braverman said about it on Twitter. She said, and I quote, "Stop and search is vital to rid our streets of dangerous weapons. Those who insist on carrying knives will face the consequences. Police forces have my full support to ramp up stop and searches to crack down on violence," end quote. And I totally agree. This is what the Conservative Party should be, and was at one point. It was the party of law and order. We don't have law and order on the streets of Britain anymore. The criminals have taken over and they are running rampant. And I think to combat this, I want a strong, conservative, no-nonsense police force that hits criminal hard and isn't scared of carrying a big stick and doing their jobs, patrolling the streets, keeping property and people safe. I don't want them to recruit weak individuals who fill quotas and box ticking. I want it to go back to the good old days of 6-foot men with common sense, decency, and something about them that you respect and fear. Now, if it was my demographic that was exclusive in being involved with violent crime, then I would have absolutely no qualms whatsoever if the police stopped and searched me occasionally in order to keep the streets safe and save lives. It really would not bother me one jot because I'm doing my bit and I got nothing to hide. However, the hysterical woke lefties who are crying about a certain demographic being apparently picked on when it comes to stop and search, the statistics published by the government itself tells a different story. You see, according to the government website london.gov.uk, despite making up only 13% of London's total population, Black Londoners account for 45% of London's knife murder victims, 61% of knife murder perpetrators, and 53% of knife crime perpetrators. So I think it's common sense, really, and right that demographic are the main subjects of stop and search. The woke idiots are calling for less stop and search of that demographic and more stop and search for every demographic to even things out, which is a waste of police time and money. Why stop and search a Chinese person when statistically that demographic has almost nothing to do with knife crime? There is a reason why a certain demographic is involved in this, and it's all down to culture and pandering. And in the end, it'll result in everybody carrying a weapon because the main perpetrators aren't being stopped. Look at Mizzy, the TikTok idiot who is surely heading for a comeuppance sooner or later. He filmed himself going up to innocent people in the dark in London, asking them if they wanted to die. Now, these people didn't know if he had a weapon or not, even though he was, inverted brackets, joking. But what's going to stop these people from carrying a weapon in the future to stop something like this happening again? It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? And it's all down to political correctness and being scared of upsetting people. And it has to stop. So I agree with Suella Braverman. More stringent stop and searches. Let's get these weapons off the streets. Let's get these criminals off the streets. Put them behind bars. And let's reclaim our streets once again. Make them safe for people to walk and go about their business. That's what it's all about, folks. So there we go. Stop and search them harder, Daddy. That's what I think. That's my video. Let me know what you think in the comments as ever. And until the next time, have a great evening. And Roger Trout.